Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, February the 21st, 2024. Wednesday, February the 21st. Okay, let's dive right in. Well, deception, uh, the clicks, which can convert into sales, is up because of the crimson layout. They're very, very happy. Tracy initially comes in, and Lucy is there. And she is talking about how Lucy, wait, first of all, let's go back, not Lucy. Maxie and Brooklyn are talking. And Maxie was asking Brooklyn, so if things are still going well, or are you still looking at turning the company over to me? Oh, because she goes, you seem like you're really enjoying this, Brooklyn. Like you're really settling in. Have you changed your mind and turning, your shares of the company over to me? And Brooklyn's like, no. She goes, no, not at all. So Maxie was happy. And then Lucy and Sasha walk in. What are you two so talking about so happy over there? Like conspiring about. They're like, no conspiring. We're talking about the issue. It's phenomenal. Clicks are up, conversions are up, website traffic is booming, products are being sold. So they're like, we're just happy. And then Tracy comes in. We have been taken advantage of. Oh, she's trying to go off on how Carly didn't stick to the exact layout that was agreed upon, because of everything that crunch time, right? And they're having to put this together on the fly. Maxie says, no, Brooklyn says, okay, or one of the two, Maxie or Brooklyn. We may not have had the exact placement, but what Carly did with spacing it out, we're getting coverage on almost every page in this magazine. It's better. What she, the finished product is better. We're getting more. And she gave them some kind of discount for the next issue, right? Oh no, we're happy. And Tracy says, an agreement is an agreement. And so Lucy's like, well, while you all are talking about that, I don't need to be in here on this meeting because Tracy always wants to, bring everybody down all the time. So she leaves. And Brooklyn asked Maxie, she goes, Maxie, can we use your office so I could talk to my grandmother? And Maxie says, okay, come on, Sasha. So her and Sasha leave. Brooklyn is like, what's going on, Granny? Or Tracy, whatever she called her. And Tracy says, a deal is a deal. She didn't stick to it. And you're just so willing to give up the farm. She goes, no, it's not giving up the farm, grandmother. We're getting more traffic. We're getting better placement, more visibility. Numbers are up on every category. This was a good thing. And something else is going on with you, and I want you to tell me why. So Tracy ends up, well, and there was nothing wrong. She goes, I know you, Tracy. I know you. Something is up. And it really started with my invitation where you were having a fit about you didn't have a plus one, and my mother was talking about you wouldn't have a plus one to ask if there was plus one. Is there a plus one you want to bring to the wedding? Well, no, no, I mean, not necessarily. She goes, okay, that means there is someone. Who is it? You could bring them. And so she goes, well, it's not like I have to bring them. They're gonna already, they're gonna already be there. She goes, oh, so it's someone that's already coming to the wedding. Hmm. She goes, who would you want to be your? And she looked at her grandmother. She goes, Gregory Chase. And Tracy just looked at her. What? You want Gregory Chase to be your what plus one? She goes, no, like I said, he's gonna already be there, so I don't need a plus one. She goes, yeah, but there's a difference. with coming in, walking on Gregory's arm, than just bumping into each other at the same event. So Tracy convinces her. I mean, Brooklyn says, go ask him to be your plus one. Go ask him, right? So then we have Maxie talking to Sasha. And of course, the conversation winds down to where Maxie agrees she really likes having Spinelli living with her. His apartment should be finished soon. And she has to admit, she doesn't really want him to move out. She likes things the way it is. She says, when I get home, I have someone to talk to about my day. And he listens. She goes, yes, Spinelli talks his own colder language. Because when I'm listening to him, trust me, I don't understand half the things he says. But it's interesting to have another adult to talk to. And so Sasha was like, well, then tell him, Maxie. Tell him you don't want him to move out. So now at Charlie's, we have Spinelli is talking to Felicia. And Felicia saying, you know what, Spinelli? I think it's time for you to be free. And Spinelli's like, what? And she goes, uh, it was so great of you to agree to help Maxie out. But Maxie has talked to her financial planner or her financial accountant, whoever, and she is almost 100% solvent. Like within a month or two, she will be back on her feet thanks to you coming in paying her rent. And I'm thinking, well, for one, I could have sworn Maxie was in knee deep, what, anywhere from 10 to 20,000, right? Spinelli's only been living with her for 3 months max. He wasn't paying that much rent, but wow. Okay. So Cody comes up and he's patting Spinelli on his shoulder like they're buds. And Spinelli is like, oh, wait, oh, hey, hey, skittish. And who comes walking in? Lucy comes walking in, interrupting Spinelli and Felicia talking and saying, I need to speak to Felicia. So Felicia gets up and they go outside, and then Cody's talking to Spinelli. And then Spinelli was saying that, you know, he goes, what's the matter? You don't seem as up as you were. This is Cody talking to Spinelli. And he was saying, well, it's almost time for, me to leave. And I must admit, I really liked it. Him and James have been bonding. And of course, him and Georgie. And even the baby, little Bailey, is getting in on the playtime with Spinelli being there, because Spinelli can act like a kid himself. But but anyway, he goes, and I must admit, I don't want to go. And so Cody's talking to him, and Cody's like, then tell Maxie how you feel. Tell her you like staying there, you know? And so, he's looking like, no, but I don't want to ruin our friendship. Maxie and I tried that before and it didn't work. And we managed to not completely lose our friendship. I don't want to jeopardize that at all. If it's a choice between me jeopardizing our friendship, possibly losing it, or me pursuing Maxie, I will keep our friendship, right? So Cody says, no, and I understand that, man, but understand this. For one, how do you know? Like this is now, that was then. How do you know what would happen? And things are going very well with you living there. So just be honest. All I'm saying, man, is be honest. You don't have to jump into a huge relationship with Maxie, not to just tell her you don't want to move out. Things will stay the way they are. You two will continue to just get closer. So Spinelli's thinking about it. And we have Jocelyn. She's over in the corner. and not in the corner, the table by the door, talking to Trina, consoling Trina, and then finally Trina turns the conversation on to Jocelyn, and Jocelyn, she's like, "Why did Dex leave? How are you doing with Dex gone?" And so Jocelyn told her, she says, "I can't tell you the particulars about why Dex is gone." She says, "And because Sonny." And she goes, Trina's like, "Say no more." She goes, she didn't say because of Sonny. She goes, "Because you know." And Trina looked at her. She goes, "But I will." So Trina said, "Then just tell me what you can tell me." And Jocelyn said, "And it's not because I don't trust you as my friend. There's just some things I cannot say." And Trina's kind of like, "Look, in there, I don't want to know. I'm dealing with my own grief with Spencer. Spencer had his crazy Uncle Victor. I mean, she understands keeping some of that family stuff family, right?" So Jocelyn says, "I'm going to find Dex." See, it's one sided, just hard headed, just, "I'm going to find Dex and I'm bringing him back." And so Trina's like, "Okay, so how are you going to find him? Let's talk it through. Let's talk through how will you find Dex?" And so she goes, "That's the thing. I don't know. I'm sure Sonny has Dex hidden in one of his safe houses or one of his locations." So Trina says, "Okay." And she goes, "But if you find him, she goes, "Oh, one of his locations probably covered by one of his guards." And so Trina says, "Okay, so if you find him, how would you even be able to get close to him?" And so Jocelyn is thinking, and Jocelyn says, "I will figure that out when the time comes." So Trina says, "Okay, so now the thing is, which ones of Sonny's guards is missing?" Which I thought, okay, that was ingenious, girl. But remember, one of Sonny's guards is supposed to be watching Gladys, but I guess that's done, right? No more, no more watching Gladys. So Jocelyn says, "Wait a minute. I have all of Sonny's guards' phone numbers on my phone because of Avery and Donna in case there is an emergency." Hmm. So Trina says, "Do you think you can get a location on where all his guards are?" And so she goes, "I can't, but I know somebody who probably can." And she looks over at Spinelli, who's at the bar talking to Cody. And I thought, uh-oh, and the plot thickens. How she's going to talk Spinelli into getting her that confidential information. I'm wondering, won't he think that's a conflict if he does that for Jocelyn? I don't know, because see, Spinelli should say, "I would love to be able to give it to you, but I can't because that would put me and my family in jeopardy because I would have to get permission from Sonny and or if Jason were here from Jason. If these guards or it was a phone number that had nothing to do with Sonny, Spinelli could gladly break the law and get all that information for her. But this is Sonny. I don't know. That's a fine, dangerous line she's going to ask him to cross. That's going to be interesting to me. How this conversation that's going to happen tomorrow with that. So anyway, let me see what else is happening. Let's go to my slide. We have, all right, everybody, don't get too scared at that top left picture. Do you see Nina's eyes? This actress, she can look crazier than crazy. She looks like a loon trying to talk to Alexis, telling Alexis she wants Alexis to alternate her two guys that publish something every day in the paper, report on something every day to every other day. She says it eases their workload, and you will actually have to come up with less uh, versus coming up with every single day. And Alexis goes, wait, and what will we replace the space with? She goes, well, then she talks about, people love gossip columns, and gossip columns brings a whole brand of following that love to come on. They love to hear the dirt about this, that, and Alexis goes, this is not a rag sheet. And Nina says, no, nor does it have to be. You're still going to have, your standard and your level on what you're in charge of. But then I will have the gossip column. And Alexis looked at her and Alexis said, you've already hired somebody, haven't you? And Nina smiles and said, somebody, yes. But she wasn't going to tell who it was. Watch it be that Smoltz guy. Ugh, that pompous jerk. She goes, somebody very qualified. However, I'm just saying, with your acclimate and your ability, to adapt, you will do just fine with this. And then Nina walks off. She brings her these red flowers that she places on Alexis's desk and on the other desk, which Alexis promptly, after Nina walked out, threw both things in the trash. And she told Gregory, see, Valentine told me nothing would change. And already Nina is here making changes. Already. And so she goes, oh, what do you think, Gregory? And Gregory says, well, you may not want to hear it, Alexis, but I think Nina's right. It's not our cup of tea, a gossip column. She's saying, but they are very popular and they will bring up circulation of the paper. Circulation on the online version. She goes, you still will have your niche with the Invader with responsible journalism. But a small section can see because he said you already have your demographic coming back to read what you're saying, how you're saying it. He says a small section now will be coming for the gossip, for the other part. He says that's good business. And so Alexis says, I'm sure if you put your head together, you could come up with something other than a gossip column that would bring in and attract new readers. And Gregory says, perhaps I could. She goes, get on that. Right? Which it ain't gonna matter. Nina's running the show. So he's like, you might be surprised, Alexis. He said, because look, people are gonna know it's not you. So your integrity is not gonna even be at play. Because let's face it, Alexis did not own the Invader. She's editor-in-chief. And now Nina is dividing responsibilities and going to be giving the other smutty side to, and actually, I think Nina's going to take over full control over the smut, which of course she is, because she's the smut queen. I like the way I said that. Could have used the SL versus a SM for smut. I could have, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, she walks out. And Alexa's just in her chair looking at Gregory like, I can't believe you said that. Guess where Nina goes? Well, before she gets there, Drew comes in and he's congratulating Carly. Oh my goodness, congratulations, congratulations on what a this magazine. The numbers are looking good. Circulation is up. I knew you could do it. And he looks at her face and she's sitting there at her desk crying, but not boo-hooing, but eyes watery, crying, upset. He goes, what's wrong? And she had on her tablet the article on that Alexis covered on Olivia Jerome's death. Not death, murder. And so she goes, this opened up a can. She goes, this opened up so much for me, Drew. She says, I always wanted Olivia Jerome to truly pay for my Morgan's death. But now that it's here, and now that she's paid, she says, I still miss my son. I still mourn for my son. It's like ripping open this wound. And I know I shouldn't, I should be out there with my staff, congratulating them, celebrating with them because they work so hard during these trying times. Now, mind you, Carly's office is back to normal now, right? After she got that magazine out. Nina didn't work, it didn't work, okay? So she said, but it's just like a knife in my heart. And Drew says, oh my God, Carly, you could take the day off. You could, she goes, perhaps I shouldn't have come, but I wanted to be here. And so he's like, he gave her some comforting words, about never hard losing a child because, he lost Oscar. And everyone would understand if she just wanted to take a day for herself. So then guess who just comes traipsing in? Tracy, Nina. I just want to see if, the repairs to the office is put back to the way it was. Are they satisfactory? And Carly's like, they're fine, Nina. They're fine. And she like, I ain't got time for you today. And so Nina says, well, something she says, even though your boyfriend ruined my hopes of starting my own magazine by calling all my contacts and pretty much blocking them from working with me. I'm here to tell you, you did me a favor. And she looks at Drew. She goes, because now I'm on to something bigger and better. And Carly's like, you know what? I don't have time for this, Nina. She goes, oh, you probably haven't heard. I'm now the publisher of The Invader. And Drew looked at her. She goes, Sean is the owner and publisher of The Invader. She goes, nope. Valentine bought it from Sean. And I can't think of Sean's last name right now, but Sean. And he made me publisher. And so she goes, and I am instituting a gossip column where we're going to be reporting on all the juicy dish of the wealthy. What readers want to know, they want to get the dirty. And so she looked at Carly. She goes, so make sure. She's just staring. Now, she zeroes in on Carly, right? As she's talking. So make sure you keep your membership up. As she's walking by her, she kind of glances at Drew, but as she's walking by Carly, she's like, yeah, Carly. Now, mind you, Carly has done nothing to Nina. It's all Drew. But it doesn't matter to Nina. Doesn't matter at all. Because it's always Carly. She wants to be Carly so bad, she can't even breathe. That's how bad she wants to be Carly. So Carly shuts the door right behind her. And Drew says, can you believe that woman? She is so vindictive. She is this, and that. And so Carly turned and she looked at him because she was shutting the door. She goes, yes, she is. And we knew that. So why would you continue to antagonize her? Now look, she just looks at Drew. And it leaves it there. We can already see the division between Carly and Drew, right? And here's the thing. Carly can stop working at Crimson and go back to Kelly's in a heartbeat, right? If she and Drew truly break up. But Drew would want her there because let's see, whose side was the Crimson side? I think Drew's side is the Crimson side. Who handles Crimson? Michael, I don't think Michael is over Crimson. Michael's over the other stuff, but not Crimson. So now, guess who else is back? Selena Wu. She came sauntering into Sonny's place and she wanted to speak to him, and Ava had gone to the back. And she was saying, there's a matter I want to discuss with you. I think the time has come for our alliance to end. And Ava had walked out. And Selena looked at Ava, and Ava kind of stopped, like, oh, okay. And she goes, I would like to speak to Mr. Corinthos privately. And Ava's kind of like, oh, okay, I'll just go back. Sonny goes, no, whoa. She can stay. And so Ava looks, and she's like, okay. So she walks around the couch closer to Sonny, looking at Selena, right? Sonny says, she was in the business. She knows how it's run. See, that's funny. Rarely do they brought up that Ava was a mob boss. Rarely. But Sonny brought it up then. And so when he said that, Ava then steps behind Sonny and kind of almost like she was his ride or die. Did anybody notice that? Like on cue. And it actually looked good. She stood, leaned kind of sideways into Sonny, head up and looking at Selena and I like, what you got to say, chick? So she goes, there have been, why didn't you tell me? Why did I have to hear from Curtis Ashford that there's a target on my back? And Sonny said, well, I knew you could handle it and I was going to call you. But a whole lot of things have come up in my life. And so then that's when she's like, so we don't have that kind of camaraderie and alignment or whatever. And so then she says she does have something that it is private between. She goes, I need something. And so he looks at Ava and Ava goes, I'll go see how Avery's doing. So she leaves and Selena sits down and he goes, there was a rat in his organization or there's a leak in his organization. And she goes, did you plug it up? And he says, well, I was wrong about who I thought the leak was. So I'm still looking for the person. And so Selena says, well, I hate to admit this, but I had a leak in my organization. One of my trusted guys sold me out. He was taking bribes to tell the enemies where I would be. And there was an attempt. It was a attempt on her life, but she managed to survive it, right? So she goes, so I too understand the trying times we have. Because when she said, it's time we end our alliance, Sonny said, you do what you want. You want to end our alliance, end it. He's like, you gonna skin off my nose, girl. I'm the main mob boss. I sit at the head of the table. You do what you want. But I'll be looking at you crazy now. So anyway, he says, what did you do with your leak, your informant? And she says, he's still breathing for now. And so Sonny said, I want access to him. She says, okay, you get access. what are you going to do with him? He goes, I'm going to get information on who he's reporting to because it's the same person after you, after me. I'm going to see if I can make him talk. And so she goes, all right, if I give him over to you, I need a favor from you in return. And he said, what favor is that? She says, the card games at the Savoy were very lucrative. And my clients are asking for them to return. And I want your permission to resume my card games. So we shall see. Sonny will probably say yes as long as Curtis agrees to it. You'll have to make sure Curtis agrees. But if I find out you strong arming or pressuring him, that's out, right? Now, mind you, Curtis came clean with Portia about it, right? And Portia's like, how could you be in business? So now Selena is going to insert herself back into that Savoy with the card games. But tell me, everybody, is that wise? She has a target on her back. Why would she be that visible at them card games? Unfortunately, see, what Curtis needs to say is, hold up, Selena. We may have been partners, but you could cause innocent customers of mine at the Savoy to get shot trying to kill you. That's see, no, that when she said that, I thought, well, this ain't the time for that. What are you talking about? See, Curtis should definitely say, no, no, I'm already healing for one gunshot. Now, if I go back in and let you run those card games in my club, your enemies are going to know we're in business together. See, no, no, Portia, about that, Portia's right. That should be a heck to the no. Heck to the no. So it's going to be interesting. We are going to see how Selena is going to muster that up. Now, Laura convinced Cyrus, because he'll do anything for his dear sister. He's agreed to be an informant for Anna, going against all his code for Laura. She wants him to get to the guy that's inside, that the gun dealer guy that her and Jordan had in the hotel, and find out where he's getting those guns from. And Cyrus is saying, this could backfire. He goes, my men trust, my followers trust me. And I can't betray their trust. And she goes, I think you could be skillful at it. And Laura said, Cyrus, you do realize you could be the next target, right? You were definitely a mob boss in that world. Okay? Ava Jerome was locked up, and look what happened to her. You are still walking around. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's interesting. He's still walking around. Nobody's attempted to kill him, right? I don't know. But I don't think it's Cyrus. But Cyrus should be in just as much danger as everybody else, right? And he's working at that restaurant after hours, folding napkins, with Laura coming in, Anna coming in, a gunman coming in to just end him. It could be end him quick. So I'm interested to know where they're going with that storyline. Who is it? Well, Jason's coming, so let's face it, it's Jason. But who is he working for? That's going to be the key. So let's go to comment corner, comment corner. I am going to go from the bottom up, everybody, bottoms up. There's over 63 comments, or 68, one of the two, so we will not get to even a third of them. So let's start from the bottom. Look, I'm starting from the bottom now. I'm here. Okay, here we go. All right, Cheryl says, Nina got a darn attitude, gets on my nerves. And then Wendy says, that woman hasn't missed a beat. She hasn't been crying, grieving, or depressed. because she doesn't care about anyone. It's all about her and what she wants. Just like when she had Sonny all to herself, when he didn't have his memories, she's horrible, no regrets. I know for somebody not to have seen Sonny, she's still plotting. Just she hasn't skipped a beat. Ron says Diane put one Nina. Wait, Diane put one Nina. She showed her nothing. Okay, I don't get that part. Nina says even bothers her. Well, anyway, Ron, somehow your typos got all messed up. And Robert did the right thing by giving Charlotte 3 years probation, right? So that, oh, you said Nina says nothing bothers her. Okay, that's what that said. Um, yeah, because Charlotte will be 18 when it's over. Watch. Now, look, you mess up, girl. You can try it as an adult. And Bernice says, this the second time Nina have made a snide remark about Diane's love life. How can Nina talk about someone else? Someone else, this is her third marriage, and her daughter can't stand her. And then Denzel says, uh, well, them I wasn't expecting. The part of Sonny filing for divorce on Nina, I was thinking that Sonny and Nina was going to sit down, have a talk, but it looked out. It didn't happen. Really, what it looks like it didn't happen. I don't know. I'm definitely saying that Sonny is not taking his meds at all. He's going crazy since the whole FCC and Dex and Michael and whole issue has been going on. I don't blame Sonny for getting mad at all. I hope he takes his medication. Well, yeah, I don't know if he is or isn't. Really, I don't know because if he hasn't taken his medicine for a long, long time, Sonny would already be going manic. He's not going through manic cycles. Running around, could do everything. Running. See, he gets very irrational, running around. So that's not happening. I think he's just truly hurt. I'm getting ready to cough, y'all. I think he's truly hurt and he's taken one blow after another. Dacia says Nina is a narcissist. Once narcissist, always a narcissist. She will never change her attitude. Everything Nina does is going to backfire on her. Sonny will finding out what Nina did to get Cyrus the radio program by getting Cyrus to drop the charges against Sonny. Once Sonny finds out that Nina deleted the video of Charlotte breaking into Anna's hotel room, destroyed her things, Willow will never forgive her again. That's not going to come out. It's been too long. I am says you nailed it. Wendy says Nina never does the right thing. She is so incredibly selfish. Hope Sonny moves on, but not with Ava. No, Ava is not good for Sonny at all. And Coretta says, um, I read that the boy who plays Adam is off the show. So I don't think anything is going to happen between Josh and Adam. But with the new writers, you never know. And then Lucy says Joshua Bernard Adam is Maurice Bernard's son, both epic actors. I didn't hear that Adam was off the show. And then Wendy says, hope not. The strike writers were good. And then Lucy says to Wendy, right? And we were left hanging after Adam's father showed up. That was true, right? And then user says, love Robert Scorpio. So great. Telling Valentine off. It's not personal. Great performance. Great actor. Loved it. GH, great always. Okay. And then we have user says Charlotte got off easy. Valentine should be grateful. She should have gotten jail time. Would have been juvie time, not jail time, for what she did to Anna. Charlotte needs help. And then Wendy says, I wouldn't and won't get it because her dad is selfish and never feels he is wrong. He has two speeds, wimpy and vengeful. That girl's gonna be like Helena Cassidy in a horror show in heels, a horror show in heels. Uh, and then Lisa says Valentine doesn't hold Charlotte accountable for her actions at all. He thinks she should get off scot free. She should have to do time, and Valentine thinks Robert is doing this because he thinks Robert is trying to get him through Charlotte. He is so stupid. And then Teresa says, I like that Robert put court ordered therapy, me too, in the proposed statement. You can't trust that she will have therapy otherwise. She is playing Kevin. That is so true. That was like she had nothing, Kevin. And then we have user says Laura and Anna don't trust Cyrus, love Diane and Robert hitting the sheets, made for each other. Great couple, most of all, great actress and actor was so great today. Dante is great in Sunny. Love them both making GH so great today. Also, Sunny Maurice, Dominic, great actors. Dante loved the father and son conversation. Dante telling Sunny don't push them away. Forgive them and forgive them, love and care. You know, they love and care about you. They want to protect him. Hope Sunny has a change of heart. And then user still says, love Laura and Scorpion. All great, all okay. You think it was a great episode today. All right, great. Now we have user also said, love Diane, but been served to Nina. You been served to Nina. I'm so happy Nina done Cynthia was so great. Go Diane, go. Okay. Um, Nina had the nerve to act surprised to get divorce papers. Wendy is saying this. This woman is dangerous. She thinks of no one but herself. Judy says Nina was in the mental hospital longer than the average person. So how does she do all these things she claims to have done when she was in a coma for years? Where was she doing this stuff? I don't know what stuff are you talking about. You don't quit. You may take, okay, I don't get that part, Judy. I'm not going to read that comment. P. Merle says, I can't believe Valentine called Sonny a gangster as if Valentine is respectable. Him and Nina got together on a one night stand when he used her as an alibi. Does anyone remember that Cyrus was responsible for the bomb that killed Dev, Dusty, and put Lulu in the coma? I know. That alone is enough for Laura never to speak to him again. And then Wendy says, hope those two get together. They deserve each other. Two nuts. Um, and then Lucy says, super fab review for General Hospital, Daily Recap Lady. You rocked the Diane Nina characters. So funny. Um, and your take on Valentine funnier. Your Cyrus Portia take was funniest. On the serious note, your take on Dante and Sunny was spot on, poignant. Let's see. One last comment. Diane, Linda says Diane called it as Linda seen it. Diane said that Nina knew Sonny's family was grieving and Nina didn't do anything about it because Nina was so selfish. You meant to break up a marriage, the marriage of Sonny and Carly. Diane just said what I've been saying about that for a year now. Yes, Nina is darn unstable. That is so true. Or that's 10 minutes, 10 minutes, everybody, of Comment Corner. Please, you guys did some great commenting. Wow. I'm so happy everybody has so much to say. Keep it coming. That's what makes Comment Corner so fabulous about the daily recaps. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.